The US President Donald Trump shares a New York Times article that links Israel's attack on a Hamas delegation meeting in Qatar on September 9th with the ceasefire talks starting in Egypt on Monday, and concludes that Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu tried to weaken his enemy, but the aggression had the opposite effect, infuriating the US and eventually leading to the Trump peace plan. The strike failed. One of its targets, senior Hamas leader and top negotiator Khalil al-Hayy, is now in Egypt for the ceasefire talks. The attack sparked Arab, Islamic and Gulf outrage and prompted a flurry of diplomatic activity at the Emergency Arab-Islamic Summit in Doha and the United Nations General Assembly in New York to pressure Israel.
Over the past 70, nearly 80 years, where the United States has differed severely with Israel has been when Israel has threatened American strategic interests in the wider Middle East region. The US and Israel has not been divided in any meaningful way over Israel's treatment of the Palestinians.
The Board of Peace.
What followed was a 20-point plan towards ending the war announced by President Trump, including elements previously rejected by Netanyahu, a man who thwarted several ceasefire deals. Another force behind the Trump plan is a growing support for Palestinians and criticism of Israel around the globe and in the US.
Canada recognizes the state of Palestine.
In September, 10 Western countries, including G7 members, France, Canada, and the UK, recognized Palestine as a state. This wave of recognitions is believed to have been prompted by public outcry against Israel's genocide in Gaza. The recognitions are part of a Saudi-French initiative which also includes an international force and Palestinian Authority reforms. And some of these elements made their way into the Trump plan, signaling, some say, a dramatic change in the US position.
Whether the president will hold on to it and sustain it in the face of future sabotage, which I anticipate by the Israeli Prime Minister, that remains to be seen. But I guess right now the prospects are somewhat better than they were for a firmer US line when it comes to Netanyahu's behavior.
Trump has recently said that Netanyahu's actions in Gaza went too far, that the US will work to restore the international support for Israel. One step would be ending the war. But many say without American pressure, that prospect remains elusive. Nida Ibrahim, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out, get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.